Leading by imposing is what I would personally describe as a person in a position of authority poking or questioning the choices of their team members, trying to force out a new decision that's in their favor. I'm Michael, also known as KES, and I gotta be honest. As a general statement, I don't believe that you should ever be trying to impose your thoughts on someone else. And for leaders and in leadership career and field, it's your job to guide your team 100%. However, it should be guiding them with their best interests in mind and not trying to impose your choices and your decisions on them. I believe that having that best interest mindset is going to be a much more sustainable and beneficial model of leadership long term. As I talk about keeping the best interest of your team in mind, this is something that goes back to the idea of a net positive benefit. When you get questioned or interrogated by your lead or by your boss about your personal life choices, your decisions, and what you feel and understand is that they are simply trying to guide you to a decision that they want and an outcome that they want that will be beneficial to them and only them, that's when you have a problem. And the why behind this is simple. They want you to choose an action or decision that'd be more beneficial to them rather than choosing or deciding on an option that have a more broad net positive benefit. Think about it like this. If we have the company, we have the leader, and we have the team, each one is responsible for some piece of an outcome. And so having a net positive benefit is the idea that each individual group is carrying forward their weight with the net positive benefit in mind. And so this goes back to the idea of the sum is greater than the individual parts, because if a company wanted to force one decision, then they may get some results, but it won't be as much as they would hope. If the lead themselves wants to force a decision, well, same deal. They may not get the results that they are hoping for or the outcomes that they really want. And the team as well can try to pull back or to meet the goals as much as possible, but as a whole, without the proper cooperation between all three groups, they're going to have a much harder time fully achieving and realizing all the goals, all the KPIs, and all the results that they really wanted. But as a whole, if everybody is working with the net positive benefit in mind, and everybody is working to the benefit of the entire group, not just their individual section, then they can do so much more. Because it's not only then bound by what the individual group can accomplish, it's knowing that as a whole, they can all do much, much more than they could on their own. And this is why acting with the best interest of your team in mind at the heart of your decisions will lead to a better working relationship with them, because it's an investment in the cooperation and connection you have with your team that will yield results in the long term. And in building a positive working relationship, all relationships are about balance. When you're in a leadership role, it becomes a game of balancing the needs of the company, the needs of the team, and the needs of yourself. And that's no easy task. Look at it this way. You, as a team lead, want your team to be efficient. Your team wants to not be burnt out. The company wants the team to make more sales. The team wants meaningful work. The company then wants to retain top talent, and you want to move up the ranks and grow your career. Everyone has something that they want. They have their interests, but finding that balance, that core piece, is going to be so much more beneficial for everybody in the long term, because then they're working together. There's a synergy among all the groups that allows them to achieve more as a result. And that's why it's so important to keep in mind that leadership is not easy. Finding that balance is not easy, because if you have to find the balance between all three of those groups, you won't always get it right, and that's okay. However, if you never try and you never actively put your effort into creating some type of balance or finding some form of balance that works, then you're already setting yourself up to fail. There will be times where you're not able to actively balance out everything, where the needs of the team or the needs of the company or your own needs may not be met. But sometimes, again, there's short-term sacrifices that have to be made. But if you are in the long term creating balance or trying to forge some level of understanding and synergy, that's going to yield you more results than never trying at all. Comment down below, What's making it hard for you right now to create balance among these groups? I'd love to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Tony Robbins says that the definition of leadership is to influence, inspire, and help others become their best selves, building their skills and achieving goals along the way. And again, that's not an easy task to do. It's about building that working relationship. And one of the biggest foundations in any relationship is honesty. So be honest with your team. When it comes to being honest, it's also about being honest with yourself. So being honest about your intentions with what you say and what you do when working with your team, because there will be points where you can't share information because of policy, or the flow of information has to be restricted for a certain time being due to regulation. It's something that you just have to keep in mind, that you want to be as honest as you can be within reason. And the more time you spend putting honesty as a foundation of that working relationship, then the more everyone benefits as a whole in the future as you guys grow and as you figure out how to work best together. So be sure you check out my video on my 5-step framework on how to level up as a leader and leave a positive, lasting impact on your team and in your career. Keeping everything simple, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, that you found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in another one.